Hi, my name is Sasha. Welcome back to my channel, Sash Reads, and this is some of my monster romance with plus size representation recommendations. I'm going to be doing this while I am straightening my hair. I haven't straightened my hair in a very long time, so I don't know how this is going to work out, but I need to straighten my hair and I need to film this video. So I thought, why not try and kill two birds with one stone? Who knows? You might not even see this. Thick Thighs Readathon is coming out, or coming up very soon. Because this round we're doing like a spooky prompt, and you can literally interpretate spooky however you like. But I know some people are interpreting it as like monster romance, which I am not mad about. Because if you know anything about me, I like a good monster romance. I'm a big fan of monster romances. And I've actually found a lot of plus size representation in monster romance. Probably because as we are plus size people, we like to be covered by monsters. And usually monsters are bigger than us. You get what I'm putting down? This is going to be put into two parts. One part is books that I have read, and then books that are on my TBR. So we'll start off with, and look, monsters can be put loosely. Like we've got some vampires, we've got some shifters, we've got full on like minotaurs and orcs, like full monsters, right? Like take that what you will. But I'm going to start off with These Shadows Become Her by Demi Clarissa. This is one I've read recently and I really enjoyed. I did give it 5 stars. This isn't really probably a monster romance per se, but it is quite spooky, as in like you've got vampires, a shadow mummy, and the main character, Mia, is probably between like a mid and plus size beauty. The author has put out artwork of Mia. I would say she's plus size, and this is about Mia as she teams up with a vampire to find out the murderer of her sister. And there's like warring kingdoms, you've got vampires, you've got fae, you've got witches, which nobody likes. I'm probably doing a really crappy job with my hair. Another book, we've got A Kraken. This is Sink Into Her by Elaine J. Daniels. This is about this girl who, I think she works at like this resort, and one day she sees this like kraken in the pool. The kraken's got like an amnesia, and she's trying to like hide the kraken from everybody, but also trying to figure out what to do and like how to get the kraken back to her, like home. And that's a sapphic romance. We've got In the Care of Magic by Robin Jo Margaret. This is, look, romances, you would say it's happy ever after. They're supposed to have happy after, right? So I wouldn't call this romance. I would probably call this like an erotic, monster erotica, because we have a demon who is a romantic. It's incredibly queer because the demon goes by like Zeze. We've got the witch, who is the female main character, and she's plus size. And she summons the demon for sex, and they have like companionship sort of thing. The Kraken Sacrifice by Katie Robert. This is one of my favorite books of all time. I see myself in Catalina, which is quite scary. This is another Kraken romance. I think all 4 of us co-hosts read this, like Buddy read this book for Thick Thighs in February this year, so that was a really fun time. We've got Magic in the Mountains by Mary Warren, which is a bear shifter romance. Both the female and male main character are plus size. You've got the main character who doesn't realize that she's a witch, and she kind of just floats from town to town. She comes to this one town and things start happening to her, and the bear shifter, who's quite grumpy and like doesn't really talk to anybody, like realizes that she's a witch. Yeah, they kind of have to like work together because there's like this big bad happening. Another Kraken romance, and actually one of my favorite covers of all time, Washed Up with a Kraken by L.E. Eldridge. Look at that plus size beauty. Look at her in her bikini, just loving life. I love this so much. Kraken is also non-binary, so that's a fun time. Yeah, I think, yeah, Washed Up because she is a chef on this boat, and she goes overboard, and she kind of makes this call. I don't know, something happens, and the Kraken realizes that their mate is actually drowning. So they go and get her and bring her back to their house or island or whatever, and they kind of just live out their life. You've got The Vampire in the Bookstore by L.M. Drew. This was a short but smutty novella. You got this librarian, I think she is, or she's just really obsessed with books. And well, with this one particular author, and she's kind of like stalked him and found him to come from this like one exact place. That author is a vampire, and she's like kind of figures out that he's a vampire. There's primal play in this book too, which is why I think I enjoyed it. All right, now I think that's all the books that I have read. So let's go to the ones I haven't. I don't really have a lot of synopses for these because I think there's about 25 books here that I haven't read, but are definitely on my TBR, and I'm really just going over and over on these. I'm not doing anything, am I? So we've got Deceived by the Gargoyles by Lillian Lark. This is a gargoyle romance. I believe this is Why Choose, with the title being saying Deceived by the Gargoyles. I'm going to say that there is like a lying trope in here, which isn't my favorite, but I believe Erin read this. I'm not sure if she loved it, but I think she'll always love to read about books where the plus size babe is also super tall. We've got Burn for Jack by Aidan Pierce. This is like a Halloween monster romance. I don't know if it's like Jack-o'-lantern. Like, that's a bit weird, isn't it? Let's have a look, hey? No, yeah, so Jack Calloway is the pumpkin-headed boogeyman of Hallow Hill. As the legend goes, he was a man of wicked taste, devilish allure, and had a knack for dark magic. He and his lover, my ancestor, were tried as witches and burned at the stake at the edge of Hallow Hill's pumpkin patch. Some say he made a deal with the devil to spare his lover's soul and haunts the pumpkin patch to this day, waiting for her return. This author is going to Babe next year, so this is definitely one I'll be reading for this round of Thick Thighs. Then got Ghost by Kat Blackthorne. This is not monster romance. This is more like a spooky. So this is pretty much for the spooky prompt for the readathon. I think I've already said that. This is a Why Choose Halloween romance. This has been tagged as plus size a lot, but I don't think I don't know if the author has actually said that the babe is plus size. Ash Grove is a fine place to die. Blythe has accepted her fate and is tired of running. Who would miss her anyway? She attends her new and eccentric town's month-long Halloween masquerade for one last party before meeting her end. But what will she find, and what will find her? So a man in a skeleton mask is watching, and he's not the only one. Okay, so it's dual POV, spicy and spooky. We've got Blood Moon by Gillian Graves. So this is a werewolf romance. No, maybe it's not werewolf. Oh no, it's vampire. 6 foot plus size witch, mind reading vampire. Lovers to rivals to lovers, grumpy heroine / smartass hero, one night stand, and mirror play. So we love to see it. Theirs to Crave by Rowan Merrick. I love this cover because look at that beautiful plus size babe there. I just love to see all shapes and sizes on covers. Like, please not just have the one plus size body where, you know, it's just lots of curves and it's like kind of alluring to she might be fat. Like, give me rolls, give me pear shaped, give me, obviously we're all so many different sizes, there's so many different ways of fat. Give that all to me on your covers, please. Anyway, so this is an alien romance and it's Why Choose. And I believe it's incredibly queer because I believe there is so it's a polyam. So it's FFMM polyam romance featuring a beautiful fat Latina and 3 fuzzy aliens. Also, give me aliens that don't look like humans. Give me aliens that are aliens, please. So this might be good for your Ice Planet Barbarian babes. On the Care and Keeping of Orcs by Cass O'Shire. So this is the second book in the Shades of Sanctuary. I'm not sure if it's meant if you have to read it in order. This is an orc romance. For the fans of plus-size heroines and golden retriever orcs, On the Care and Keeping of Orcs is the second standalone in the Shades of Sanctuary, where the vibes are cozy, the heat is high, and the mates are monstrous. So it says Katrin's half-orc children are going through a difficult growing phase, but since their orcish father left while she was pregnant, she doesn't know how to help. So when Torsten, the first orc to break her heart, swaggers back into her life, he's got all the answers she needs. This chick likes orcs, apparently. All right, now we're coming into some Emily Antoinette because she writes lots of plus-size babes getting it on with monsters and aliens. Face for Love, a cozy sci-fi romance featuring a plus-size FMC, a monstrous alien MMC, and enough spice to keep you warm even in the coldness of space. So she accepts a job on a space station, and her best friend tricks her into using a pleasure sim. She finds an unexpected connection with Brex, who is an intriguing alien running that sim, but he hides behind the holo and refuses to let her see his true form, and he's trying to forget his ex. And then we've got Behold Her by Emily Antoinette. This, I think this is vampire. Oh, this is also someone wanting to forget their ex. High heat paranormal romance featuring a plus-size female main character and monster male main character that blends dark themes with humor and heart to create a spellbinding story of transformation and love. All right, so she meets this guy one night, but then he starts stalking her, and he's visiting her in her dreams. Interesting. We've got Come Out by Alexia Onyx. This is a ghost romance. This one does have some dark themes, so this is a horror, I believe, because including depression, suicidal ideation, grief, and loss. So yeah, I think she keeps trying to end herself, and he is a ghost who's trying to get her to stop. Don't Pray by Willow McCary. Now this is one I found just recently. All I know, I think she's a nun, or she used to be a nun, or like she used to be in the church, and she starts getting it on with literal demons. And I think it's a white choose. Now this one looks good. So this is called A Vow for the Vamp by Sashakuhl Maya. She is a plus size vampire, and he's the golden retriever human. She's been alive for like almost 500 years. She's ready to face the sun, but then she meets Teddy. So it's like one night stand, insta lust. This book also includes cursing, graphic sex, FF/MF scenes, switching of control, minor bondage, minor edging, exhibitionism, and feeding during sex. Love that for everyone. Hearts of Stone by Sam Hall. So this is an author that's going to a romantic affair in Adelaide in January. And this is another gargoyle romance. Oh, it's white shoes. So when the stone gargoyles and the massive estate I just inherited start to move, I should have run for the door, right? So why am I still standing here? 1. There was a certain cartoon from the 90s that played a pivotal role in my emotional development. 2. Each one of them towers over me, blocking out the light with their massive wings, their serpentine tails, flicking as they stalk closer. And 3, they tell me I'm their fated mate, that they're sworn to protect me, that they'll do anything to keep me safe. And if I agree to become theirs, they'll spend every night anticipating my every wish and making sure every single one of them come true. Oh my gosh, I forgot I'm doing this. I never watched that Gargoyles TV show, but I have heard about it, and I have heard that sometimes that was like some people's sexual awakening. Like I can really tell that there would be books about it. Now, there are like, I think there's like 6 or 8 books coming out. They're all like an interconnected series written by different authors. It's literally plus size monster romance. I'll just see, have I got them all here? So we've got Gotten by the Gator by Lizzie Strong. So pretty much all of these books are about a dating app where monsters find their true love, or it's like humans find their true love through monsters. But it's like, yeah, it's a dating app that connects them all. So you got Gotten by the Gator by Lizzie Strong. So it's fated mates. It's healing from a toxic ex. Gotten by the Gator. I've never read a reptile except for The Dragon's Bride. But like gator, like alligator? Really? I've never heard of that. I'm intrigued. But you've got primal scenes. You all know I love primal play. Song for His Siren by Mary J. Darling. So this is an orc human romance. Tempted by Tentacles by L.M. Drew. I'm going to say it's cracking. It's Second Chance. Wanted by the Wolves by L.E. Eldred. This is a Y choose with 3 males. They're wolf shifters. She's plus size single mum. And there's breeding. You've got Gaga for the Gargoyle by Sashakuhl Maya. 7-foot tall gargoyle. Vibrating Tail. You've got Ditching the Dragon by Becca Fogg. So after a fated one night stand, Annie learns that a dragon has no intention of letting her go. So it's Billionaire. Primal Play. Mesmerized by the Mothwoman by Elaine J. Daniels. This is a human male main character and moth person female main character. Insta love, fated mates, consensual use of pheromones, some mild blood play. So those are all coming out in October. I think the first one comes out October 7th, which is the last day of the readathon. But that's gotten by the gator. More Emily Antoinette. I'm actually going to be picking this one up this week, so before Thick Thighs even starts. That's Escaping the Friend Zone by Emily Antoinette. I just said that. But this is about a woman who's been in love with her brother's best friend for a long time. He is a minotaur, and he comes back to town, I think, and they get trapped. And he kind of realized, like, hey, she's kind of hot. Like, I actually kind of like her. And I think it's like daddy slash baby girl. I don't know if it's like breeding kink, but I think that's a thing with minotaurs because, you know, they've got lots of stuff. Afterglow by Emily Antoinette. So this is a vampire. This is a sapphic vampire plus size romance. I don't actually think this comes out before the readathon. Now, this is now saying 2025. That's really upsetting. But I love that cover and I just cannot wait for it to come out. Bigfoot Boss by Luna Cantrip. This is a Bigfoot romance. A grumpy Bigfoot billionaire, his awkward human assistant, and a $500,000 date. So maybe it's like fake dating. Resurrecting the Witch by Bevan Shea. This is, I think this is a zombie. Or is he an orc? No, it's a zombie witch romance, which is very interesting. I don't think I've read any zombie romances. You've got Halfling by S.E. Wendell. I think this cover looks so beautiful. So a half hawk, half human, belongs nowhere. Oric has spent his life trying to prove himself to a clan that despises him. So she's been snatched from a horse and peddled by slavers, and now it looks like he frees her and they have to try and figure things out. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm getting to the point of this video where I'm like, I need to hurry up and stop this video, and just sorry if some of these aren't good, but I do have a full Goodreads shelf that I will link down below for you, so you can look through it, read all the synopses and see what you could be into. We've got The Fae Queen's Captive by Sierra Simone. This is sapphic, this is a Fae Queen, and the human is plus size. This is based on Halloween Night. Blessed by the Cupid Distribution System by Robin Jo Margaret. I think this is trans rep, to be honest with you, but this is sapphic. So local loner and hopeless romantic Iris Clark is single again on Valentine's Day during the annual Cupid speech before the Grand Lover's Day. Jaya comes across Iris's file, unable to look away from those beautiful brown eyes. Jaya chooses Iris for her imminent mission. So when the wing woman shows up at Iris's house and tells her she's going to find her a partner for the day, Iris can't believe it. So with some tweaks to their official agreement, the two find themselves wandering the city to complete Iris's list of dream states so that she can get the opportunity to finally experience the romance she's always dreamed of. I'm gonna guess they're gonna fall in love together. And that was it. So I didn't have to do that big spiel before. But yeah, I still haven't finished straightening my hair. This is atrocious. But yeah, those are some books that I'm very looking forward to. I am looking forward to reading. I don't know when I'm going to get to them all, but I hope I've given you some recommendations for the spooky prompt if you're into a monster romance. I think Come Out, and the pumpkin one, I think, is what I'm definitely going to be prioritizing for the readathon, but my TBR will be out very soon. So yeah, let me know down below, what are your like monster plus size romance recommendations? I would love to hear about them. This list is not very diverse, like color wise, like race wise, and I do apologize for that. It doesn't look like that is being written, or I am not looking properly. So I am going to do a deeper dive, because this was like a quick search so I could get this video out. But I'm going to do my due diligence and look for you and do another video. Hopefully it's more colorful, because this is kind of sad. Thank you all so much for watching. If you did like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you watch to the end, comment some Halloween sort of emoji for the spooky prompt. You can also add me on Goodreads, Instagram, and Storygraph. I'm just at @SashReads. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you next time. Bye.